Alright, so boom, in this video, we're gonna do some working out while dropping knowledge, you feel me? 2 in 1, because I told you it's gonna be spontaneous, didn't I? Hey Google, play music. So this is what we're gonna talk
music
about.
On YouTube Music.
How much skills?
Okay.
How much
So this is what we're gonna talk about, feel me? Because you got things that go on, and then you got things that go on. We're gonna start off a little bit with why it's hard for black people to get housing in certain areas, or how it was hard, because you never know. It could be different now, but I'm pretty sure it's still holding people back. Second thing we're gonna talk about, we're gonna move on a little bit globally about the moon. Now most people don't really know or don't care to know, maybe who knows, but there's a theory that it might not be real, as in not real like not there, but not real as in not a solid earth or material that's filled. It could be hollow, but we're gonna get into that. And we're gonna do this while we work out. Feel me? So I don't have a gym membership. This is one thing we're gonna talk about. No gym membership, which means you gotta do what you gotta do while you can. You feel me? So we're gonna do some sit-ups first. That way you can hear me talk about it while being productive, because a still camera ain't nothing. It's boring. You know, and just watching niggas sit and talk. I mean, actually be productive for y'all to see something happen. You feel me? Boom, bam, let's get it. Goddamn camera. Okay. Alright, y'all ready? Yeah, let's get it. Alright. So, boom. A lot of communities don't know, but areas where a lot of black folks started to move in, a lot of black folks started to move into those areas, and once they moved in, a lot of white people in power started to realize this. And once they started to realize this, they started to notice they don't want all these black people in their communities. So after all of that hard motherfucking work to get out of slavery, they basically, not really telling anybody, but put it into the system, because of course they were controlling the system at the time. So with the scene being under their control, feel me? Because if they run in the government, then they can choose how they want to put shit out. But of course, with segregation ending around those times, they didn't want to tell nobody. So if they didn't want to tell nobody, how would you go about doing something without dropping the ball about being racist or in cahoots with white supremacy, basically? So they had a lot of the motherfuckers, excuse me, the people that was building or developing properties, homes, land, whatever, for a community like, say, Jamaica, Queens, or Southside, or somewhere just you would consider poverty or low income, whatever. They started basically making it hard for the people that wanted to live there or were living there to afford that area. So while living there, it would be like, oh shit, I can't even afford this shit. While motherfuckers that was in other areas that were populated by white people were like, this shit's super light. I can even buy another house, if anything, sell that one and have my kids paid for college. Like, you'd be like, what the fuck? So after they started doing, excuse me, you see how working out burned out. After they started doing that, you would notice, oh my gosh, the areas that would be in, I guess if you would see it on a blueprint, would be redlined. That's what they called it. I guess you could term that word. You can look that up in Google, redlining an area, a living area. Feel me? I don't know what they might, used for it now. Maybe even the project. But yeah, so after that, after black people started noticing, some would move into areas of like more wealth, like say Long Island, or more white populated, whatever. It basically led to better income for them because they would realize, all right, maybe if I was in a different area, it would be better for me. But then again, sometimes if you were going to the banker face to face, they would know, oh, you're African American or whatever. So then they would start to make it a little harder for them, but they would still initially get it in the long run, which would still benefit their family somewhat. So after they redlined those areas and the white people realized it, they didn't really go in those areas or communities. So they wanted to stay more out in their neighborhoods and put wealth into it. Like buying into your community, going to your churches, the stores, property tax, all that little shit that you see parents deal with or whatever you hear about. That's real. Feel me? Because it's actually how they get the money for the community. So for your parks and all that bullshit to be built. Okay, my armpits are sweating. Yeah. Now we're gonna switch it. We're gonna do some crunches. This time. So in this time, around those areas that were redlined, it would be, I guess, a lot of angry black people because you gotta realize you're working hard, you're not making no money, it ain't going nowhere. So of course you're gonna get angry. You're gonna realize why. Ooh. Am I working so hard for the man and it ain't working for me? So of course that's how black folks started getting real angsty and angry, especially like if you heard about what happened in Boston and Detroit and those areas where it was big riots. That led to motherfuckers getting real out of control, and if the news heard about it and spread the information, then a lot of black people would know more and actually be like, nah, that's not fair, and group together. But they don't want that, so they don't put everything on the news. Feel me? They only put certain things on the news. So if you don't know that already, you're starting to. And if you didn't want to learn, you're gonna. Anywho, basically, after a while, they would start to limit how many black people were to get. They didn't limit, but more so, it wouldn't be a lot of us getting the goods in our communities or the benefits we needed to unless we were to partner with or in some way support them. By some way support them, I mean either ka-ching or I guess somewhat call it servitude because now you're in debt to them. I mean, it's somewhat still a way of keeping you in control. So, after basically all of that was going down, black people didn't want to do much to figure out the facts. Not all of us, but most of them didn't. So that's why most communities didn't get to grow or learn about what was going on as a whole. And that's why most communities, like black people from other areas, go to other areas and be like, this nigga ain't the same as me, because they don't connect. They don't think they're on the same page. But we all on the same page, we just don't know it. You feel me? That's the beginning. It kind of just stretches on to now, but it's somewhat getting washed out, but still very, very heavily soaked into society. It's just small parts that are starting to realize what's going on. Small portions of people are gathering to kind of trying to put a stop to it, but it's only so much you could do when something's been going on for so long, you feel me? With people in so much power now. How many kills? So, after that, motherfuckers, like anybody that was in the government facility would just start to realize, yo, if we limit it to a few of them, they won't all know. So naturally, they're gonna spread that information. And if the information don't get out, they'll be good enough to control that amount until so be needed. Feel me? So be needed, meaning like until it's time to release that information. It's low key, like it's crazy that now this information is coming out because more people got the internet, social media, all types of ways to spread information. Right now, you're cleaning while somehow doing yoga, So, with the spreading of information, it leads to everyone finding out more of this stuff, knowledge-wise. It spreads faster through social media. Like most of the stuff I learn, it's normally over Instagram, sometimes YouTube. Then I fact check it through not the best source, but Google, because Google is a search engine you gotta use eventually. But it's not the best. It's under control by certain people. Who knows who? But at least you know. It's not the best. But it is what it is. Now, for the second part is where we're gonna do the lifting. Now, no gym membership means it's no weights, not really. But fuck all that. I improvise. Some people may have seen it before or done it themselves, but do what you can.
Oh, looks like it's a trap house. You stop!
Alright.
No. I'd rather go to the clubhouse. You tried it. Why not? I said why not? Why? And oh, I keep.
So, with the next phase, we're gonna talk about the moon being maybe a big.
No, I'm not.
phony.
You were the one bullying me first, so. Are you shooting me?
Basically, rumor has it that if you were to drop something on the moon, really heavy, of course, because it can't be too light,
No.
then you would hear like a large or a loud dong sound through space or whatever, who knows, whatever. But if that's the truth, then this theory has it, and they've had some research on it. I'm gonna make sure I find it, definitely. And in the research, basically, NASA scientists, or no, USSR scientists, not too sure on it, but we're gonna get back to that. Soldiers and space employees or workers, whatever, got together and did a little test where they dropped something on the moon, and it rang. The moon rang like a bell for like a couple days, maybe a couple hours, who knows. But it rang. It rang like a motherfucking bell. So after that, they concluded that the moon could be hollow. And they said, if it is hollow, then something has to be either inside, like maybe a big computer, or a organization or species of some sort. Who the fuck knows?
Stop it.
Now that information I got off of an app.
Okay, alright.
An app that gives out information on different types of things. Also teaches people yoga because they want the earth to reform into a more passive world. But fuck all that part. That's why the name of the app is Gia. It's not the best app because you gotta pay for a membership to get the knowledge. But I paid long enough to get some knowledge. And like knowledge, you have to listen to important key parts to know what could be true and what might not be true. But in that case, basically, they spoke about how the test was conducted, And it was proven, well, not proven because nothing proven is really released, but classified information proven to be seen or considered as a holo-moon. And a couple other scientists spoke on it, like Nikola Tesla. Can't name drop too much because
Once upon a time, I have to go use the
anything to
bathroom.
be on record. But I'll see what I can with the information so you can find it for yourself, and they'll try to fact check it. And then you can go on your own opinion, because like I said, it's something you can either argue with or have a deep thought about. But that being said, ooh. On to the next part. The workout. Ooh, good God. I'm not someone that's like a super workout jock that goes for like hours or whatever. I get tired. But
How did you lift up that cat with your legs?
you gotta have leg stamina, Wendell. Excuse me. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, I said stamina. I'm not strength, but he'll get it eventually. Anyway. Now this one is a little different. This exercise, you're gonna get a book bag, any type of book bag, whatever, it don't matter, fuck it. You're gonna put some heavy ass books in there, textbooks.
Hello.
Heavy shit, you feel me? Something you would like to carry on a regular day. Now some people may be like, oh, why is the towel there? The towel's there because all these books are as comfortable as a brick. You normally want to have something in between the books and your back so it doesn't feel all stabby. Alright? Put everything in the book bag, you feel me? Hold on now, I'm thinking they can cap in books and all. Zip up the bag. Put the bag on. Niggas ain't going to school, but you go back to working out. Just to get a little extra weight on it. Anywho, we gonna do the very annoying, but very useful incline push-up. So, legs up. Oh, and then, what should we talk about this time? The takeover of AI. Be careful. 5G, it's dangerous. And I mean for your cell phone. 5G, 4G, 3G, it's all just been an advance of technology to get into our social lives, our personal lives. And yes, we all accept it at a point, but it's like, fuck. How much more information do y'all niggas need on us? God damn it.
How'd you get a job? I'm 10 and I work at McDonald's. What's good, dog?
Stop lying, Wendell.
I'm sorry.
No. Anywho.
My brother
You're
told me
gonna
to stop lying,
wanna
and I don't work
do your
there.
push-ups however you can, as many you can. It's not like you gotta do a lot.
What?
But yeah, so AI, 5G, all that shit is for cell towers. Cell towers give you radiation or radioactive waves that cause transmissions to beam from one end to the other, and those transmissions get picked up, but not in the way you would think, or maybe it is. But the way it is picked up is through signals given from the one device being, or let's say for example your phone, to the cell tower, being the things they put up like almost everywhere now for you to have great service, right? Yeah, cool. And those services come with trackers, locators, signals that pinpoint where you're at. Longitude, latitude, all that bullshit. And then, in the long run, oh shit, the chair is closing. Oh god. Oh god. I'm getting out of the chair. The chair push-ups are done. We're done with the incline push-ups. Now we're gonna do some regular push-ups. Some regular push-ups. Not gonna be all up in your face. But this one, I might have to be like right here. But we gonna talk as we should. God damn the light. There we go. Yeah. Stop. Alright, there we go. Whatever. Gotta make sure you always have proper grip of wherever you're working out, because you don't want to have your fingers slip and then you bust your ass. Excuse me. Thanks for the comment, babe. So after that, you realize why they don't have cell phones like this. Because they promote it. Top brands. They buy out. No. Yeah, they buy out to the government. And the government takes over somewhat of their corporation. Not all of it. So they tell you it's private, but it's not really private. iCloud, Microsoft Cloud, all that bullshit. Anything with the cloud. But anything with the cloud. Yeah. Anything with the cloud. Be careful. It might not be accurate or trustworthy. So now that we've gone through some of that information, we go end this motherfucking video because I'm damn near tired. 29 minutes of working out. I didn't plan to go this long. I was supposed to go like 5 minutes. I didn't think it was gonna take that long. I'll catch y'all later. Have a great day. Let me make sure this shit focused, because this shit be thinking I'm chopped. Like, I ain't that chopped. Come on, now, get it together. There we go. Good job. Goodbye, y'all. Take care.